The tribe of the Veiled Jungle lives deep within the tropical rainforests of Solane. You are kept away from the world. Some people know that the Katzen exist, but very few have ever seen them. Fewer still believe they actually exist. A lot of people think of them as not like boogeymen, but more like a myth. Like, we've heard the stories of the Katzen in the jungle. Yeah, sure, they're out there. But they usually are leopard-spotted, black-furred like panthers. They blend into their surroundings so well that they're never seen, even by those who pass through their land. Now, it's uncommon for anyone to pass through the land of the Veiled Jungle just because it's so inhospitable, which is what makes the fact that gold elves have been traveling through your land pretty consistently all the more daunting. Recently, there has been a caravan that came through. They cut a road through your forest and moved through with several carriages. This is something that your village elder, Kitunra White-Eye, would normally allow without question. It's like, I'm not going to get involved. There's no point to this. Just revealing ourselves would cause bloodshed we don't need. But this strange event of these carriages, normal carriages for some of them, one carriage was barred, locked, and the scouts that were close were able to hear some kind of breathing, some kind of living being is within that carriage, and they don't know what it is. Something is transporting living creatures and materials through your land, and Kitunra has tasked the three of you to find out what's going on. Your mission: figure out what's going on. Don't get caught. You don't need to be found out. No one needs to know that the Veiled Jungle exists. Just get in, get what you need, get out. Track them through the land, and that's it.
Alright.
So we have the three. So who are our three? We have first, Scratch.
So there's Scratch. He has dark spotted fur, bright green eyes. He's wearing monk's robes and carries a quarterstaff.
Cerro is a Katzen ranger. He is a brown Katzen with white paws and a crescent-shaped moon on his shoulder. He has a bow over his body, 2 short swords at his side. I believe that's it.
Right. Then we have Kot. Kot is the Katzen druid. He's tends to be more of the healer type. He takes care of people, he scouts, but he's not really combat oriented. He can use his weapons, but he's not fantastic with them, so he tends to be long range or tooth and claw. He's more panther-like in his appearance, pitch black fur, and he just wears darker cloth and leather armors, I guess. So that is our trio that we will be working with. Cut, Cerro, and Scratch. You are making your way through the forest, following the caravan. Now, they're fairly easy to follow. They've got carts, which normally would be making them move quickly, but because they're going through a dense jungle and have to pretty much cut the road as they go, you're very, very adept at catching up to them fairly quickly. So, as you approach, what would you like to try to observe of them?
We're looking to see what they're doing with the animals and, like, all this stuff. We were told that they're just going through the jungle, right?
Yep.
Yes, so right now we're seeing them go through our jungle with these carts that clearly has something living inside of it.
One cart has something living inside of it. The other carts, not so much. The other carts aren't barred. They're just regular carts with tarps thrown over them and whatnot.
So I imagine, and I'm not sure about Katzen, are we going through the trees or are we on the ground?
To be fair, as
Both.
Veiled Jungle Katzen, you could do either.
No one ever looks up. I know that about those people, those outsiders, they never look up.
Yeah,
So-
no, fair.
So I imagine we're going through the trees.
Right, going from branch to branch, and it's very dense. So it's not like a coniferous forest where you have to like jump. No, you can basically walk.
We're just like practically walking through the trees. If we were jumping, we'd be making a lot more noise. But just walking through the trees, we can make it seem as if it's just the wind.
Yeah. I'm going to say we're going to...
If they notice. Yeah.
Follow them until they take their rest, and then probably sneak in just...
Yeah, I want to listen in and see if we hear anyone talking.
Yeah.
Well, currently, they're not making a lot of noise.
Board guards.
Board guards are a good way to go about it, but they seem to just be marching. A lot of them are cutting. It's hard to keep track of how many there are because they keep moving around each other. They go in and out of certain carriages. But there is one particular one riding on the back of a horse, not really doing much of anything. And there are two that are wearing robes with the hoods up that you can't really get a bead on because, they keep the hoods up. But it seems to be those three overseeing the rest.
Look at the other two and I say to them, listen, I do feel we should probably follow behind stealthily like, and just see what happens. See what they do. Listen in when we can. Because I also don't trust the men in the hood. They could be, magic.
Yes, we should probably keep back and just listen in what they say. You know how bored guards talk.
They never shut up. And then I start moving to the next one. Like, I want to look around to see if I can see, like, any of the guards talking at all, like, as they walk.
So as you move, they don't seem to be talking much. They're panting heavily, and you guys, this is normal weather, but you realize that they have sweat just beating down their skin, and you realize that the humidity and the heat of your home and their armor, it's not getting along well at all. So they seem to be slow and tired, where you guys are swift and you're used to this. So they might become more talkative at night when it cools down.
Gotcha. Okay.
So as you follow them, it's very easy to follow because they're not moving quick at all. Then as night begins to fall, they take some of the brush and whatnot that they have carved aside, they collect it, and they create a couple fires between they kind of have the caravan circle up, and they have the fires burning so that they have a ring of wagons around these two fires, almost to stop anyone from like attacking from either side or from any side. And they seem to keep 5 guards on duty patrolling the outside ring as they go, but there are tents on the inside, and then the well-armored man and the 2 robed figures go into a carriage for the evening.
Alrighty.
Good.
Alright. Let's see what we can find out. So, what do you recommend, my friends?
We sneak in little closer. Make sure you're not seen and just listen in to them. I'm sure now that they've stopped, they probably won't notice a thing.
Alright, guess we're gonna sneak up to, I guess, 2 guards or 2 anyones that are just get close to a conversation just to try to hear something.
There are no 2 guards standing next to each other. Who's slipping forward?
I guess What are you again?
I'm a ranger at this point, so I got decent stealth.
Yeah, my stealth is +6, so...
You got 1 more than me, so...
Yeah, and I mean, I'm also... Since we are naturally, like, this is our home and we blend in, would I get advantage?
I'd give it to you. Home field advantage. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Do you want me to come with you, or do you want to me stay back and just have my bow ready just in case?
Hold back and cover me in case there are problems.
Right. I have no problem. I will protect you the best I can. And then I look at him and I just like, don't fuck it up. And I draw the bow, just getting ready just in case.
16 stealth.
Alright, that definitely beats his passive. So you slip closer and you notice that there's one guard. He seems rather antsy. He's like looking around. He's kind of like there's a little shake to the way he's moving, and he just seems very agitated. And he looks over his shoulder, and for a second he looks directly at you, and you freeze. And he just keeps looking around, and he silently peels off into the forest.
That's when I look at our other companion. I'm just like, go check out what he's doing, just to figure out what he wants. He seems a bit antsy, my friend. And that's your character, Bryan?
Yep, I will do so. And Kat runs along one of the branches, and it makes a little more noise than you want, but as he jumps, he transforms into a squirrel and just kind of bounds along the treetop and slips after him.
And I look at him and I'm just like, interesting. Good to know. And I have my bow ready just in case some shit goes down.
How many other guards are there?
There are 4 others that are patrolling.
Are there ones that are just sitting around?
They are in their tents within the ring, so you'd have to pass into where the light is if you wanted to hear any.
That's not it. That ain't happening. Yeah, I was expecting some kind of a fire circle or something. I'm actually gonna stay where I am and see. Do I hear anything around?
Well, you do hear that another guard is going to be passing by your location pretty quickly, because they are walking a perimeter around this circle.
Okay, so I'll just hide. I'll just hide then.
Alright, make one more stealth check for me. You gain advantage.
Okay, and that is 17.
17? Yeah, that beats the passive easily. So you watch as a couple more guards walk by. You seem to get their rhythm. It seems to be for every minute a different guard will pass by you, except there's one gap of a couple minutes where there's no guard. Then you hear a loud chittering noise coming from deep within the forest, the same direction that the guy went out. And all the guards, or at least the guard that you can see, looks up kind of nervously, but it's an animal sound to him, so he doesn't recognize it. You do recognize this is a diurnal creature making that sound, not a nocturnal creature. So there's no reason for this animal to be making this sound at this time.
Do I recognize what creature it is?
Yeah, it's a squirrel.
That's what I thought. You know exactly where I am because you saw me go out.
Yeah, I'm watching you. Basically, I saw where he went, but I'm watching you were my main focus here.
I'm guessing we would have like hand signals or something to direct ourselves when going through the forest. So I would signal you to
come on down
to check on him.
Okay, I'm going to stealth my way to where that sound was, or...
Alright, so you're moving through the treetops towards the sound.
Yes, slowly and quietly.
Right. When you get there, you look down, and you see Kat crouched in his Katzen form, over the unconscious form of a gold elf, whose pants are around his ankles.
I go down, and I say, you're having all the fun.
He came out to take a whiz. I had sent it the signal, dropped down, and transformed back. He never knew what hit him.
I can imagine. As I look down, I'm just like, well, he does have a right to soak in his own urine, so it
He's
is
not
what
dead.
it is.
We can use him for information.
More or less. Yeah, I'm just bring him like a little further out. We'll interrogate him. I gotta let the other one know what's going on.
So, Kat will take his the guy's jerkin and pull it almost off his shoulders, like down to his wrists, and then twist it around his wrists as makeshift bonds, and then twist his pants around so that they became ankle bonds as well. and then drags him deeper into the woods.
Oh, also, I do one more thing. I take out a handkerchief, and I just shove it in his mouth, just in case he wakes up while moving.
You take a piece of cloth, you just shove it in his mouth.
I'm just like, we will meet with you soon. I'll be right back. So I go back, I jump into the tree, slowly, like, making my way back just to go signal, however, whatever hand gestures and everything, just like...
You signal me what happened and you call me back?
It's more or less just a signal of everything's good, but come back.
Okay. So I guess I'll stealth back.
All right.
19.
19. You slip right past a guard, doesn't even see you.
So I just slip back, go up the trees, and what happened?
What happened was the guard had to use the bathroom. Cot has brought his prey back a little bit for us to ask him a few questions. And you know me, I always like to be a hospitable host.
Very well. Let's return. And let's head back over.
Alright, so we go back to where the guard is, and
Cot is again crouched. He's crouched, he has his head cocked slightly, and the tail is just kind of swishing back and forth as he's waiting. The elf is propped up against a tree, naked from the waist down, and has his hands tied behind his back.
Also, I'm gonna take my rope and tie him to the tree. I'm gonna just take the extra precautions that this guy's not moving or worming away when we don't look.
Right.
So
Well, he's also been disarmed. There's no, Cot has his weapon. He's got a sword and a dagger. But other than that...
yeah, so... Gonna tie it around the tree just as an extra precaution, just to be safe. And then I take my water skin. As
so
soon
what
as
weapons
I make...
do we have on us?
He had a short
No, what weapons
sword.
do we have?
Oh, you have. You have, well, Cerro has 2 short swords and a longbow. Cot has a scimitar and a shield. And you have your staff.
So as the non-lethal weapon that we have, I will take my staff and hold it up to his throat for the interrogation.
As he does that, I take my water skin and I just dump it over the top of his head to wake him up. He's also gagged still.
Right, so he can't even say anything.
He can make noises of and I look at him, I'm like, but hello there. They're elves, right? Well, gold
They're
elves.
elves. They're gold elves. They're high elves, technically. But there's 2 forms of high elf. There's the gold elf and there's the moon elf. These are gold elves.
Gotcha. Well, hello, my friends. I don't know why you're in my woods, but we have a few questions, and we would like you to answer them. So I'm gonna take the gag out of your mouth, and if you do anything, my friend here with the pole is gonna make sure you can't talk, and it's going to hurt. So do you understand? Shake yes if you do.
Make an intimidation check.
Alrighty, let's see what the fuck happens.
Do I give him advantage with my weapon
Sure.
up against his throat?
Sure, you can have advantage.
Alright, cool. Especially since Katzen were only in myths, like you were saying before, so...
Yeah. It's what the fuck are these things?
Yeah.
Giant cat
Never
people.
gonna work.
Alright, so...
You rolled 2 natural ones, didn't you?
No, I rolled a 4 and a 1, but still.
Yeah,
And
he's
that's
just kind of
with-
looking at you.
With +2, so... And in the fuck off bag you go. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a non-natural 20. So...
Yeah.
Didn't stand a chance.
So he's just looking at me.
It's like fire in his eyes, just defiance, like...
Basically, I look back at Scratch, and I'm just like, you know what to do. And I stand up for a bit, stand behind him, and let Scratch do what he feels he needs to.
I don't exactly see what else. We're kind of written into a corner here. You didn't intimidate him. He's never going to listen to us now.
I failed, but we have two other people that can try. I may not be the intimidating one, but I also didn't have a weapon on him, so...
How's the other guy on intimidation?
The other guy...
Or anything charisma-based.
None of us are charisma-based, so...
With my -1 to charisma.
You're -1 to charisma. Let's see what Cot can manage for you.
I swear to God, if I'm the charismatic one, I'm going to be annoyed.
I mean, he has +1 to intimidation.
I am the most charismatic one, but he can at least give it a shot.
Cot is going to look at the guy and just smile and just walk over to him and kneel down in front of him. And his entire form just seems to shimmer as that smile gets wider and his head gets flatter and the eyes turn golden and move to the side of his head. And he flops down a boa constrictor and just starts wrapping around the guy's legs, slowly working his way up the body. And we'll give him an intimidation roll on that one. Versus the guy's, this one actually worked out. The guy's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Not saying that, but has the eyes of oh shit.
Do we understand now?
Guy starts slowly nodding as Cot gets around his ribs and continues moving his way up.
I also look at Cot, I'm like, you stay on him until we finish.
The head of the snake comes about level with the head of the elf. Is just next to him and just nods, and the elf just like the eyes as the snake is nodding at you.
Cerro, remove the gag.
I look at him. You scream. You get squeezed to death. And I pull out the handkerchief.
So he's just sitting there like bound to a tree and wrapped up in a snake.
And I still got the staff on.
And you still have the staff on.
And these creatures that he's never even seen before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are completely new to him. He has no idea what you are.
First, we would like to know, where are you going?
We're going to Castle Sol.
For what?
We carry weapons and supplies from the homeland.
Weapons and supplies? Is there a war outside this forest going on?
I was actually wondering, would we know that?
There is no current war that you are aware of. And he will actually say to you, there's no war, no.
What else do you bring with you?
I don't catch your meaning.
More or less what we're trying to say is, you are wandering through our land right now. So we don't take kindly to strangers just stomping through our woods. So unless it's a good reason you're coming through here and traveling with all these people.
How possessive are we of the forest? I was under the impression that we were just, don't bother us, we won't bother you.
You are, but again, they have been cutting a path through your forest.
Yeah.
Got it.
They are cutting a wide swath through the forest to get almost like they're building a road, but they're just cutting the underbrush away.
Think of it this way, when it becomes easier to go through the forest, more people will probably come through the forest.
It's gonna be worse, yeah.
So it's just like...
we want to stop it now.
So the Katzen, they don't mind the odd occasional traveler, the group of adventurers that moves through. They'll let them go without, unless you're setting fire to the underbrush.
It's the more permanence that they're causing.
Right. And it's the fact that there have been numerous groups of gold elves coming through recently. This one is the latest and the largest.
So
we don't particularly mind the passage through here, but There's been more and more of you lately.
It seems like you, with all these supplies, you're planning something. I don't know what.
We
Continue.
have a colony set up in the Mace region. We are just bringing supplies to fortify the castle.
Can I roll an insight just to see if he's lying?
Go ahead.
Alright. I have a feeling he's not. Okay, so...
Yes, but he also hasn't mentioned the other thing, the living things they've been carrying.
We will get to that. Alright. Well, there goes my luck. So that's insight, so that's an 11, so...
He seems to be telling the truth. It's hard to really tell with these elves that they don't give the same body language that Katzen do. So what you're used to reading off of people, you're not getting off of him. But he said something about the Mace region, and you don't really know what that is. So
Okay. What else do we...
And what of the living creatures that you transport?
I don't know anything about it. The captain, he takes a plate of food to it every day and returns with a dirtied plate every evening, but that's all I know of it. We're not allowed to look inside, and only the guard, the captain and his guards are allowed to go near it.
That is fine. What kind of food is provided to it?
Whatever we are eating that day.
Yes, but how much do they eat?
He takes a regular rationed portion that you would give any person.
Okay.
Enough for one?
Enough for one.
Do they keep it guarded?
The robes and the captain, they stand nearby. I think they're the wizards, but they've never done magic that I could tell.
I look at Scratch. Is there anything else you can think of? That seems to be the general... Oh, actually, how many are you in total, roundabout?
There's the captain, the two robed, I guess they're spell slingers, and then there are the 15 of us, myself included.
18 in total. Alright. Scratch, do you have anything?
Brian?
Yeah.
Does he have a flask on him?
The guard?
Yes.
No. You were looking for a flask?
I was kind of really hoping I could get the... You saw them? The cat people! They were here! They captured me! They probed me!
They probed me. One of them turned into a snake and swam up my bum.
That's really what I was hoping for. There's really no way to pull that off.
Not currently.
Oh yeah, Brian. Basically, I look at him. I sniff him a little. What do I smell?
Urine. You smell urine.
Lots of urine.
Lots of urine. Sweat. But he has an airy smell to him. It's very foreign and alien to you. Very light, even in the midst of the heft of the musk and sweat. You get the feeling that's probably just how elves smell. But it's really... you've never smelled anything similar to it.
Gotcha.
So...
What is your name?
Oh, fuck you.
He's a polite
no,
person.
I would say, oh, fuck you. I'm gonna
Zell.
sing...
His name is Zell.
That's fine.
There's nothing else we need from him, right?
Probably not.
I will signal to the side non-lethal and say,
Thank you for your time.
Alright, and the snake will squeeze. He's... but the snake is focusing around the throat so that the blood gets cut off and he just... and then releases and Kot will transform back.
Alright.
What do we do with him now that he is unconscious? He cannot be allowed back to them.
Bring him deeper into the woods, and we will go from there. Or basically leave him tied up.
Animal.
Either he'll survive somehow, or the animals will take him. It's a lot.
Our job is to make sure we are not known.
Yes.
Cannot live.
I know where to take him. And Kot will just like put an arm under him and start dragging him deeper into the forest. I will see you in the morning. And he just goes deeper out.
I look at Scratch and I'm just like, so what do you want to do? Do you want to check out this animal we keep hearing about?
Just as an aside here, our goal is to find out what they are transporting, where they are going, and why.
Yes.
We know the where. We kind of know the what, at least the weapons
The
and
why.
but the human being that they're transporting is the only questionable one, and that's
He doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
The creature being fed.
Yeah, it eats about the amount of a regular creature. It's being fed on a plate, not in a bowl or anything. They're not just throwing regular food in there. But other than that, they haven't said anything about what's in there.
Yeah. From our scouting, did we see anyone? Do we see anyone near the cage? Near the barred one?
The barred one is actually kept in the center of the circle, so there's a fire on either side, and the guard, like that's where like the captain and the wizards, we'll just call them wizards for the sake of brevity, are focused, where they keep themselves. So,
but also
no one
I
goes
don't
near it, and no one knows what's in it.
I'm thinking sneaking up to it. How difficult would that be?
Very, because it's in between the two fires where everyone is sleeping.
Oh, okay. We might want to try tomorrow night then to see.
Here,
About how many more days until they?
Oh, they've got a couple weeks to go. You've got plenty of time to stalk and follow.
Okay. We should probably also.
A single god went missing with no
Yes,
struggle.
they may not leave if they can't find him.
As I said, a single god went missing with no struggle. Desertion. How viable would that be?
That sounds
How
viable.
believable is that?
Or even an animal got him in the night.
That's what I was thinking. We can wait. So I think we're just gonna keep guard and watch till morning.
All right.
We
There's
literally
no reason
have
for us-
18 people, and we can probably
We have time.
easily, slowly start picking off at least some of the lower denominators. So,
Yes, we certainly have time.
All right.
And in the meantime, we'll make it look like a local animal attack.
All right.
If they find the place where he was taking a piss.
To be fair, your own paw prints are just that.
Yes.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
the next morning, you guys are in the trees, and the guards kind of look around like, where's Zell? They find the paw prints. They see his footprints going to the jungle. They're like, something got Zell. All right, pack up, move on, stay with the group. Do not go off on your own. And so they prepare, and you guys are watching this. What are your passive perceptions, by the way?
14?
14?
probably about the same. So passive perception. Yeah, 14.
Yeah. So you guys are watching this, and then you both like turn to look at each other, and Cut is hanging upside down, his head in between yours, the tail just swishing. I rolled a natural 20 for his stealth, by the way.
Oh no, that's fine.
I ain't gone.
Just like turn, and he's just there like a bat. I took care of
Impressive.
it.
We've discussed about this, Cut. Don't do that. Let's go.
It's not my fault you don't pay attention.
We catch him up on the plan of what's going on.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye out and see what happens.
Yeah, because eventually people will need to use the bathroom.
So the caravan gets moving, and about midday, they stop, they eat, and you see that there is a discussion happening between a couple of the guards and the captain, and the captain's just like, he looks very unhappy at this. If you'd like, you can try to get closer and overhear what's happening.
All right.
I will.
Actually, I
will
have
stealth
a
out.
better idea. I look at our druid friend that can, shapeshift into animals that might be a little more incognito.
He nods, like, all right. And he jumps again and does the squirrel thing and gets closer. And he just darts underneath one of the wagons and is listening. Two of you just sitting and waiting. The guards break off, and the captain goes into one of the carriages, and then the squirrel darts back up the tree, gets next to you guys, transforms back. They have run out of supplies as far as food is concerned. There's talk of sending a hunting party out tomorrow.
I feel this is another fun way for us to get more.
We wait for the hunters to find their prey, and then we ambush them. The hunters become the hunted.
Yeah, we should probably wait. Well, pretty much when they send out the hunting party, there's gonna be less people, so we might be able to at least get a closer look.
Yes, the question is, do we pick them off, or do we use the... We will see how big their party is first.
We know they're 18 minus 1 now.
And odds are very strong that they're not going to send the wizard or the captain out. So that's 3 that they wouldn't send.
Yeah.
Let us see how big a party they send and make our decision then.
Actually, yes, let's pick them off. Let's see how many we can get rid of.
So you guys stalk them for the rest of the day. They set up camp in the evening. And they seem to be digging in more for this evening because they're not going anywhere tomorrow. And the next morning, around first light, you see 5 of the elves gather up their bows and quivers. They shed the heavier armor that they were wearing for lighter armor for hunting. And they move into the jungle in almost a spear point pattern. So they're 5 moving in a spear.
12 behind. Not enough to make it easy to
Sneak up.
sneak in. Let's follow the hunting party.
Yes, let's see if we can pick any of them off. So we're gonna follow them if there's any, stragglers.
We're going to follow them, wait for them to find something, and then we'll attack them.
Okay, yeah, we'll surprise
I don't want
attack
to
them.
alert them until they're farther in.
True. No, that's fine. So we're gonna follow them. When they get deep in the woods and start, doing stuff, then we'll just bring our surprise.
All right. Well, as they're going, you're sticking to the trees, I'm guessing, following them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And after about an hour and a half, they seem to find some kind of tracks. And they begin to follow, they're tracking this beast. If you want, Cerro, you can hang back and check out what they're tracking, follow the tracks yourself, see what they're going after. Or you guys can just follow it and see what they're doing.
I might literally try and go ahead of them, because obviously I know these woods like the back of my hand. Track, see what I find, and
I was gonna signal you to confirm what they're after, and then we can move up.
Okay, well...
And it's it shouldn't take that long to figure out what it is.
Okay, well basically I guess I'll go, after they go a little bit ahead, I'm gonna go to the ground and just look at the tracks.
Alright, make me a survival check.
Okay.
And use different dice.
Should be pretty decent for him.
Okay, survival I'm okay with for level 2.
It's +5.
It's 4, dude.
Oh, whatever. It's still almost 5.
Okay, 14.
They are tracking an owlbear.
Alright, so basically the cogs are turning a little bit. Where I go back up into the tree and I look, and I tell them what I find. And I look at him and I look right back at our companion. Owlbears are very easily spooked. So let's follow them and basically we can provoke, maybe, the bear.
Well, owlbears are dangerous foes after all.
They are.
You never know if you can defeat one.
Or what they're going to do next, so... Why do I feel this is turning into an evil campaign?
To be fair, these
Anyway.
guys are in your territory.
These guys are the villains. They're in our land.
I know, it just, if we want to go ahead and kind of maybe, like, if they're going to sneak up on it, provoke it a little, and
Yeah, you
possibly, like,
Let him know that there's someone after him, so he can start fighting back.
or...
There's got to be something so that we can at least alert it before, like shoot an arrow into the ground in front of it, so it looks up, so it's not so they don't
get
up on
sneak
it.
attack on it.
Yeah, basically prevent them from sneaking up on it. Whatever we need to do to cause that.
But also then, you can possibly turn into a snake and just wrap around them and everything, like, during the battle, because they'll be preoccupied, and you can probably take out at least one of them without them realizing.
I could also turn into a bear.
Yeah, I was thinking more of the...
Drop from the tree, become a bear. Tree bear attack.
your famous Chi Bear.
I imagine you do this all the time.
I've done
He
it to
does
fuck
this
with people.
like this is his like standard prank that he pulls on us.
Just a sun bear drops from the sky. What the fuck? Cot, get out of here! Get out of here with your shit! Cot over here. What is this bear?
Katzen.
That could work too. Basically, it'll surprise them, take them out the best we can, and none of them go back.
None get away.
So the actual plan that we're implementing is Cerro is going to shoot an arrow to get rid of any sneak attack that they might get against the owlbear.
Then we can basically bear them
and
from
then-
behind.
And then while they're in combat, we will attack them from behind.
Yeah.
No one gets away, no survivors.
Yes, because it's going to be very hard to hide our tracks once they know someone's after them. Because
That would be
otherwise,
hard to hide our tracks.
yeah.
You're a ranger.
Well,
You can help. We can hide our tracks. That's
Actually,
not what I'm worried about.
fair enough. Like, I'm new to
Also,
the ranger,
your
so-
tracks are that of
animals. Yeah.
Animals.
giant cats.
Yeah, I just don't want them to notice the same tracks that were at the other person.
All right. Well, right
The
now
site of the other disappearance.
we make sure the owlbear is going to attack them. Then we do the other one,
So.
and
how does
then
this
we
play out?
bear them from behind.
So that's our plan.
Yeah.
So how does this go?
Alright, so, as I add the owlbear stats to my page.
Wasn't expecting that, were you?
No, I was not. You
I like
guys
recruiting friends.
are following them from the trees, and since you're in the trees, you have a better vantage point than they do. And you see the owlbear as they begin to fan out and create kind of a semicircle around the owlbear. None of them have drawn their bows yet, but they have the bows knocked and ready.
They haven't drawn their bows, and the bear's there.
The bows are like, they have the bows out, the arrow is knocked, but they haven't drawn back to fire yet.
Okay, go for it.
All right, I'm gonna shoot my arrow, and then get out from where I shoot. So basically, I'm gonna shoot.
And then you roll initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to knock my arrow, shoot. Do we care about the owlbears?
We're not. You don't hit it because it's helping us.
Okay, that's what I was curious about. That's all I wanted to know.
No, it's our ally in this fight.
Until it sees us, then it might attack us.
Yeah, it'll attack us, but it has other targets right now.
Right. So either way, I'm gonna basically shoot an arrow right in front of the owlbear's foot, just so
Yeah,
he can
just to make it notice something.
Just to break their,
break
sneak.
their sneak attack. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, and also give them a little scare of who fired that.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's a 14.
And give me your initiative there, Cerro.
14
14. Which one of you has the higher dex?
plus 3.
I do.
Okay, that's fine.
Alright, so we have Scratch, Cerro, and finally the soldiers go last. Alright, so the arrow goes off, the owlbear looks up, all of them are about to draw their bows, and the thing is looking at them, and they're like, what the hell just happened? And that's when Cut is going to drop from the from the tree at one of them. But actually, instead of bear, he has decided there might be a better option here.
You know, keep it within the realm of jungle.
Yeah. He actually transforms into a panther and attacks. So he's going to
The
roll-
lesser-known tree panther.
Great crit. Motherfucking crit.
They never would have seen it coming.
Never saw it coming.
Brian killing himself again.
Brian always killing himself with this shit.
I mean, who expects a tree panther?
No one expects the tree panther. Where are my D8s? I need 2 of them, apparently.
I want that on a shirt.
No one expects the tree panther.
Tree Panther, 50% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
So that is... Oh, that is an instant death. The panther just slams into him, rips his throat out, and then vanishes into the darkness of the jungle. And then it is the owlbear's turn, who turns and runs at another one of them. The owlbear, however, does not get surprised because
They knew
No.
about it.
they knew it was there.
That's fine.
Yeah, there was never a sneak attack.
No, he goes
but-
after one of them. That hits. First claw hits. And kills. So he's just like mauls this guy. He's just like mauling and ripping him apart. He was dead from the first claw, but the owlbear just keeps going at him. Scratch, you are up.
So I think I'm going to go the old Dark Souls route and try plunging attack.
Just gonna try to flagpole through a guy's head with your.
Yeah. Classic Dark Souls move. Try a plunging attack. So let's try. Oh, that was close.
You have advantage,
It
by
was-
the way.
Yeah, well, it was on a 1 and then just fuck. 19.
Okay. That certainly hits.
Yeah, 19 plus whatever. So it's a D6, I think.
Sure. I mean, if you're two-handing the pole, it's a D8. If you're one-handing, it's a D6.
Oh, I'm definitely two-handed the pole if I'm doing a drop attack.
Yeah.
I don't know how many pulls you've worked with, Brian, but you always two-hand it.
Matt, cut that.
So in this case, the damage is 1d8, and this would be plus.
Your strength or dex,
4.
whichever you prefer, because you are a monk.
So 8 damage.
8 damage to this guy. As you, like, bowl out of the tree, you just smash into him, and you roll and get to your feet, and he's just like, what the fuck just hit me? He looks up and he sees Catman. And the eyes kind of go wide. And now it is your turn, Cerro.
Alright. I'm going to knock an arrow and shoot the one that he hit
Alright.
and try to take him down.
Alright. Roll to hit.
Alright, so this is 4. That does not fucking hit.
You have advantage.
Oh.
He doesn't know you're there.
Could you've ever known.
Motherfucking tree panther!
Oh my god.
No one expects the tree panther.
So that's a 19.
19 will hit.
Alright, so that's 8 plus 5.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He had 3 hit points. He's dead.
Okay.
Alright. And now there are 2 soldiers remaining. They have their bows knocked, and they have 2 targets. The owlbear and the catman.
Yeah.
And they don't know what to do. But they just watched their forces get destroyed. I don't know what to do with this situation. Like, do I shoot? Do I cut and run? And I think they're going to take the option of cut and run. They are going to start moving and just fire off their arrows. So one at Scratch and one at the owlbear. So Scratch, that is plus... So 15 to hit you?
Miss.
So one arrow flies past your head. The owlbear gets struck, though, because that is most certainly with a 21 going to hit it. That is... Where's my date? There's my date. 7 points of damage on the owlbear, who roars in pain as the 2 of them run 30 feet back the way they had come. And then it is Kot's turn, who, as a panther, has quite a bit of movement over them. runs and attacks. He is going to hit, not do a lot of damage. He rolled very poorly for that. And that is 4 points of damage on this guy. But the guy also needs to make a strength saving throw, which he succeeds. He doesn't get knocked down. He just takes the hit from the panther and keeps running. And that brings us to the owlbear, who's actually going to turn and run away. It was being stalked, it was shot, it wants to leave. And then that brings us to Scratch.
How far did they get?
About 30 feet.
So I can still reach them and try and... all I want to do is stop their movement.
Right, you can do that.
Okay, so I'll get over to them and Are they nearby each other?
They're not perfectly nearby each other. One has a panther on it. The other one doesn't have anyone on it.
Okay. How many were there total that are still alive?
2 left.
There's only 2? Mm-hmm. All right, so one of them has a panther and the other one doesn't. So I'll get to the other one and I'll hit it with the staff.
All right, roll to hit.
Nat 20.
Roll your damage, sir. That definitely hits.
Yeah. 14 damage.
Well, he did. You take the staff and you break his skull open with a swift downward stroke.
And can I use my unarmed strike to punch the other guy?
Sure. You made a weapon attack. I'm fine with it.
All right. That is 15 to hit.
That will hit.
And this is 1d4 damage. 6 damage.
All right. He's not looking good. Cerro,
Yes. All right.
you see one remaining hunter, clawed and bloody. Well, technically, there's a bite out of him and a broken arm as he's trying to stagger away.
How far away is he from me?
He's probably about 40 feet, because you're still in the tree.
Yeah. So I'm going to knock an arrow. Go to shoot him. How does a 14 do?
That hits.
Cool. All right.
I will save you the math if you like. He has 1 hit point.
Oh, okay.
As the arrow flies from the tree and just goes through his throat, and he falls to the ground.
Good.
Basically, I get down out of the tree, go around, look at the stuff.
Carefully.
Each one, I take 3 or 4 arrows from each one of them. Then the rest of the arrows, well, some, basically, take a couple. Then I take one quiver, throw it, make it look like they actually had a fighting chance.
Yes, recover all your arrows. Do not leave any behind.
Yeah, no, that's... And any of my arrows, which is the one in the ground, I take.
I'm gonna take my claws and try to cover the arrow marks and make them look like scratch marks instead.
Cot will walk over and actually bite the one's throat out that had the arrow through it. And that's actual panther teeth doing it, so...
Good.
You guys
that's
spend
what I
some
was hoping
time using...
covering our tracks.
Yeah, covering your tracks.
Yeah, because if they come back looking for these guys, they need to see that something happened.
It was an animal attack and not us.
Yeah.
Yes. These are dangerous jungles. They should be more careful. Don't you agree, my friends?
You just hear that deep rumbling growl from Cot.
Alright. Maybe we'll be able to see what they've been trying to hide.
Do any of them have anything documentation on them?
Not really. They're wearing... They took their good armor off and were wearing, the leathers for hunting, so they don't have their emblems on them. They have standard military weaponry, but you don't recognize the military. Probably something to do with gold elves. None of them really are carrying money on them. Again, why would they need to carry money through the forest? No, they're not wearing any jewelry. They are very plain. They're soldiers. They all seem to be very uniform in the way that they are dressed and what they're carrying.
Right, these are sun elves.
There's sun elves, yeah. They're not...
Not drow.
Yeah.
Not drow.
The gold elves don't really... They're very impersonal.
Gold.
So you're not even finding... letters or anything on them.
Okay. Then I leave everything as it is. We cover our tracks, and then we watch the other group.
Alright, the other group is, as you return, they're waiting. This didn't take you very long to do. The sun begins to set and no one's returned. And you see them like kind of chatting. The captain gives an order. There's one elf that seems to say something to him, who gets a backhand. And like then he stands back up and he looks down, submitting to the captain. And as you wait through the evening, the next morning they pack up and they continue forward.
Don't even look for him?
Don't even look for them. They just assume if you're not back by this time, you must be dead. Yeah. So they must have, before they set out on the journey, set a time. Like if you're not back by now, we're going on without you. Fewer mouths to feed, to be fair. So they continue on, and I would like all three of you to make survival checks.
16.
A lot better than
21.
The two of you smell rain in the air. You know that there's going to probably be a storm very soon.
I wonder how they're gonna deal with the weather.
Weather can cause problems.
Wet wood does not burn.
People may get hurt. Accidents happen.
We wait.
So you continue to stalk them as storm clouds begin to darken overhead, and by the time it's like 3 in the afternoon, it's already extremely dark, and the rain begins to fall. They call for a halt, and they attempt to build their fires, and they get some smoldering, but it's creating more smoke than fire, so eventually they just kind of give up on it. And only the ones that need to be on patrol are patrolling. Everyone else is indoors, out of the way, and soon night falls, making it black as pitch. Even gold elves, you know that they would have some form of night vision. Their vision is fucked right now. Everyone's vision would be fucked right now.
Even ours, I'm assuming.
Your vision, you are attuned to this. It's
We're
going to be
used to it.
tougher to see. I mean,
But-
you're not going to have...
But we can make do with what we
You
got.
can
We know
make
what we're
do.
doing. We've done this.
You know the area, you know the material. You're at a disadvantage, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But you're not in the same hole that they're in at this point.
Yeah, they're more screwed than we are because we have the advantage.
So beforehand, I go to Kot and I tell him, you know the rule. If shit goes sideways, you are to get the information to Kitanra
I will do so.
at all costs.
I will fight as long as I can and then flee.
Good. You ready?
Let's see what we can find. Actually, what's the guard schedule? Like, how many are out and how many are doing the
There's
rounds?
usually 5 patrolling, but they are down 6 guards.
Hmm.
Zell and the 5 that you killed earlier. So they're down to 9. So there are 2 patrols of 4 and 1 patrol of 3.
Also, their fires are out. We could try and do this stealth.
Yeah,
No, I know.
without them
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
They might not even see us if we can sneak up. All we need to do is find out what's behind those bars.
Yeah. All right, so let's sneak in and see what we can find.
All right. So you begin moving. What schedule do you wait for? How many guards are patrolling when you go?
I'm gonna say let's wait for the 3 versus the 4. That's one less person we have to worry about.
All right.
And we also wait for it to be later at night.
Right. I assumed you were waiting
when
for
they're
night.
when they're definitely tired. Maybe even like actually no, not changing of the guard.
Because then there's 7.
Mid guard. Yeah, mid guard.
All right. So roll your stealths.
Do we have advantage again?
You would have advantage because you are still in your territory.
Oh, thank God. No, bad die.
So Kot rolled a 23.
Better. So that's a 18.
I got a 25 stealth.
You slip past the guards unnoticed, and you make your way into the dark center of the caravan. You hear the sound of men in their tents. They're breathing. They're not speaking. They're just there. You assume they're probably sleeping. and you get closer to the main carriage that they have been guarding. And there are barred windows with shutters closed, but the door has a small window with bars over it.
Can we, I want to look inside and see what I can see.
All right, so you get up there, and you looking inside, there's a figure bound in chains and draped in ragged cloth. It looks up, chains clinking against the collar around its neck. As you try to get a better look, a voice calls out. It seems the ghosts who have been haunting us have finally revealed themselves. And you turn to see a glimmer of illusion drop, and the captain and his 2 wizards are standing there, and you see the tents fly open as the remaining guards come out, and they just say,
ambush.
take them. And in
Were we able to see what was in there?
Cerro was able to.
Okay, so he good. All right. Well, get that information to the rest of us.
All right, so initiative time.
Alright. I feel the captain's
Oh, the
gonna
soldiers suck.
16.
That's a 9.
All right, Captain.
We who are about to die,
I
salute.
salute you. Sarah was at 9. So Kot, seeing the ambush, turns, rips out into a bear, and attacks. And he turns into the good bear, because he's that kind of
Good
druid.
Good. We only want the best for our fight.
Which I believe was the brown bear. Yep. And since he can bonus action that, he charges and attacks. I just need to make sure I write down his HP so I can keep track of that. So he charges and attacks the first guard he sees with enough to hit. 1 bite, 1 claw. So he's gonna actually claw first and then bite, because that's how he do things. And he actually claws one guard down to the ground.
Nice.
Lands a bite on the other. And I need a D8 for that. And deals quite a bit of damage to that one, but does not kill him outright. Scratch, you are up.
I'm going to attack. How many targets are there?
There are currently 8 soldiers, 2 wizards, and the captain, but the wizard and the captain seem to be standing back.
So not feasible to get to the wizard.
Right, because you're going to have to charge through a bunch of the...
So I'll attack one of the soldiers, I guess.
Alright.
Trying to defend the 2 people that I need to.
So are you running over
do
to
the
the
job.
soldiers near Kot? Or are you taking out another, are you trying to, fan out?
I think I want to help Sarah
Okay.
to make sure that he can get all the information he needs and get the information to Kot.
Sounds good. Alright.
Well, pretty much, we just know someone's chained up. We have no idea who they are.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm assuming if he looks again, he might be able to get the information he needs.
Maybe.
It's
Whatever he needs to do. So yeah, I'll
Yeah.
protect Sarah. Kot's a bear. So that would be a 16 to hit.
16 will hit. You dive down with your staff, you bring it down on the one guy.
Yep, and I'm using 2 hands on it, so
Alright.
it would be 8, 11 damage.
Alright. He goes down underneath your staff.
And is there another one nearby?
Oh, yeah.
I'll take the unarmed strike against him.
Alright.
when you say down, you do mean dead, right?
Oh, yeah. No, he just got his skull caved in.
Gotcha. Okay.
11.
11 to
checking.
hit.
Yeah.
That will miss.
Okay.
So you swing your fist out, and he moves back just in time as your claws just kind of barely touch his nose. All right, and that brings us to the wizards, but they don't do anything yet. They seem to be holding back. Cerro, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly look inside to see if I can see anything else before I just go.
All right, make a perception check.
Yes, that's 22.
22. You look in and you see just eyes glinting back at you in the light. You don't see any color to them. They're just blank, it looks like. And you see a weird kind of like the shape of the head isn't quite right. The way the cloth is hanging from it seems to be pushing out more to the sides than it should. Not like they have big hair or anything, but like there's maybe like horns or something that's pushing it out. And that's really all you get before you feel the sense of like, it's time to fight. They're coming at me. It's like,
oh no! I figured that. I look back and basically, I'm gonna actually take a shot at the freaking wizards just to see because I can shoot.
So you aim for one of the wizards.
Yeah. Hail of Thorns, I think it is.
All right, so you're gonna Hail of Thorns. So roll to hit, and they'll roll their dex saves.
Damn it! I know I miss with a. That's an 8, so that goes bye-bye.
8 total?
8. Yeah, total, sadly.
Yeah, so the arrow just buries itself in the ground. I don't have to roll the dex saves because it's the next hit. Yeah. So the spell doesn't go off. The arrow just flies by.
Then I guess I'll hold off and, yeah, I only have one attack right now, so... Right?
You'll have to wait.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Yeah, you'll just have to wait.
But I do the basic of, I basically yell, they got someone in their horns, who may have horns.
Alright. And that brings us to the captain, who's not going to do it. He just kind of looks at your arrow and sneers. And then the soldiers go, and these guys will actually attack you. I'm pretty sure the ones on Cot are going to hit Cot, just knowing bear.
It is bear.
It is a bear. Alright. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. So that is 2 for everybody and then an extra. And I think the extra is going to go at the bear. Because it's a freaking bear.
Yeah.
So,
because bear.
First one at scratch. That is a 14.
14 will
It probably hits.
miss.
Oh,
Okay.
really? Nice.
Second attack is a non-natural 20. For 3 points of piercing damage. Now for the 2 are going to run up and attack you, Cerro.
Hello.
I just crit.
Fuck.
That is 10 points of piercing damage.
Shit. Okay.
Second attack is 11.
11 misses.
Alright. Now for the bear. Hit. Miss. Hit. Takes a total of 11 points of that damage in bear form. Alright. Brings us back to the top at Cot. Cot has 3 targets to deal with. Cot hits the first target with his claw. He's picking a fresh one for that. And as long as I believe he has +4 to damage rather. So that guy goes down. He kills another one. Turns his teeth on the one that survived the first attack. And that was cocked. And that's enough to hit. He tears that one's throat out. So that's 2 more down. But there's still 1 on him. Scratch. You have 2 on you.
I have 2 on me. How many does Sarah have on him?
Cerro has 2 on him, and the bear has 1.
So if I spend a key point, I can use Step of the Wind to disengage. That's a bonus action.
Yep.
And go over and attack the ones on Sarah.
Alright.
And I'm going to do that.
Alright, so you Step of the Wind. There's a whoosh as you just disappear and reappear next to where Cerro is.
And that is a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
And that is 12 damage.
And you kill him. So you bring the staff up and snap his jaw shut, snapping his head back. You hear the break of the neck as he falls, and now the 2 of you have one very perturbed looking guard looking at you.
Oh, hi there.
The wizards are up and they whisper something to the captain, but he kind of waves them off. And it's Cerro's turn.
I'm gonna shoot the one in front of me, just because I don't like the one in front of me.
You'll be at disadvantage, and you might be better off to... Also, the Hail of Thorns is still up, so you might explode that on you and Scratch.
Oh, valid point.
It might be easier for you to just use your bonus action to slash at him with the sword.
Alright, yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to shoot the wizard again.
Alright, you'll be at disadvantage because you have someone on you.
Right.
Unless you want to take an attack of op to move out of range.
I can't, so I'll try at disadvantage.
Alright.
I hope this works, so...
You get a 1.
No, it's not a 1, it's a 9 plus number, so that's 14.
That'll hit.
Oh, cool.
It's a wizard, man. AC
no,
is not great.
I figured I wasn't sure.
Wizard,
Alright.
not so good with the AC or the HP.
That's 9.
A 9?
Yeah, 9 piercing.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, jeez. Hang on.
And make a dex save.
And they make a
Right.
dex save. Hang on.
So that's... the save is 12, so...
1 pass, 1 fail. The captain passes, the wizard fails. Because the captain was the only thing within 5 feet of him.
Fair enough.
Okay, so roll 1d10 damage.
Okay. 2 points.
2 points.
Save for half.
Captain takes 1. As like a splinter hits him in the neck and he just kind of flicks it off.
Eh.
Bonus action?
That's right, you still have your bonus action.
Oh, then, yeah, I'm gonna take my sword and just slash the one in front of me.
Alright, roll to hit.
That's 17 plus 7, so I'm
That'll
assuming
hit.
that hits. Yeah. Okay, so... 4 points.
4 points of damage.
Yes.
Alright, he does not like you. Alright, the captain looks over at his wounded wizard, sighs, waves him off, draws his sword, and begins walking forward. Not at any particular, hurry. So, it is now the soldier's turn, and there's the 2 soldiers that you left behind, Scratch, are gonna come up on you and Sarah. So there's 3 of you. So 2 on Scratch, 1 on Sarah is pretty much how that's gonna go. So that is a 15 to Scratch.
Miss.
Second attack. So 15 again.
Miss.
Yep. And then to Sarah. That is an 18.
Well, fuck you.
I'm taking that as a hit. And that is max damage at 7.
I got 1 hit point left.
Oh, Sarah's almost cut down. And now the other soldier will brave the bear. He hits the bear for 4 points of damage on the bear. Alright. And that brings us to the bear, who will, I believe you, as a druid, they can bonus action use one of their slots to heal a d8. Let me double check that real quick. I'm pretty sure it's a bonus action for him to heal himself a d8. Which was cocked. There we go. Basically heals up the damage from the last attack. And he's going to go for the bite on his buddy, which he rolled a 15. So that hits. And that was enough damage to kill a fresh one, which that one was. So that one's dead. And then he's going to run at the captain and claw, giving you guys a chance. He rolls a 16 plus, he's going to hit. 11 points of damage to the captain, who kind of takes a step back, shakes his head, and looks up at the bear. Scratch.
So I'm gonna look around. How many soldiers are there still?
There are 1, 2, 3, and 1 is wounded.
And I'm gonna say to Kat,
Take Cerro and go.
The bear looks at you, but it is the wizard's turn, so after you.
I'm going, yeah, and then I'm going to, what am I, who's blocking the bear?
There is the captain on the bear.
Okay. I want to try and insert myself between the bear and the captain so the bear can get away.
Isn't there still 1 person in front of me and Matt?
There is,
Brian?
so you're going to take an attack of op if you do that.
Oh, then I guess I have to attack him first.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll attack Okay, so I will attack the guy in front of me.
Who is the wounded one, just to be...
Yep. I'll hit him with the
staff?
staff. That is a 16.
That'll hit.
To hit. 9 damage.
He is dead.
Then I'm going to... Now that he's dropped, all the ones around Cerro are gone, right?
Yes. There's only well, they moved up to attack, but you can get away. They didn't really.
I'm going to move over and put myself between the captain and Cot, and I'm going to use a key point to use patient defense and take the dodge action.
Alrighty.
So I'm using my staff to block him.
Alright. The wizards go. And now they're actually going to go. Actually, they will magic missile the bear and the one who was impossible to hit. The one who's taken no damage this whole fight. So that's 1, 2, 4. Oh, 1, 1, 4. So that is 6 plus 3 is 9 at scratch. And then the bear, 4, 3, 2. So that's 7, 9, 12 on the bear. Cerro.
So there. Okay, so we basically got the captain, the 2 wizards, and
2 soldiers. They are close to you, but not within 5 feet.
Okay, well, I'm gonna shoot at one of the soldiers.
All right.
As
you leave,
Yeah,
it's a parting shot.
kind of.
Just for you.
Cool. 18 plus.
That'll hit.
Alrighty. 9 points of piercing.
All right. He is alive, but not happy about it.
And I'm obviously gonna back up however far back as I can get.
Gonna move 30 feet into the jungle, or towards the
Basically,
jungle.
I'm gonna slowly back up, but kind of close enough that I can still see and maybe shoot off another shot if need be.
All right. And now for the captain. Captain, my captain. He's going to draw his sword. It is actually, now that you're up close, it's a great sword. He was holding it in one hand, and now he grips it in 2, and he swings first at the bear. That hits the bear.
That hurts the bear.
Oh, yes. That is 8, 3. That is actually just enough to drop Cot back into Katzen form. And then he's going to swing at you there. Scratch. So the 17 is the higher roll. So
He's at disadvantage.
right. The 11 is the attack that comes at you.
Will miss.
So he swings the blade down, and you bring up your staff and just kind of deflect it off, but you feel like it shuddered through the entire staff as he does it. And then it is the soldier's turn. Soldier's going to run up and try to hit Cot because fucker was a bear a second ago. And that is 11 plus. Is it a plus enough though? I haven't looked at Cot's armor class this whole time because
He's never been hit.
It's never
he's
come
never
up.
been hit. And actually, it's not enough to hit him. The shield comes up and deflects the blow. But Cot's looking a little nervous, and he looks at you and goes, I have fought. And on his turn, he is going to step back out of striking range, taking the 2 attacks of Op. The great sword hits him, but the soldier does not. And he takes the brunt of the damage, but then transforms into the panther and leaps out into the forest, just vanishing from sight. So Cut has escaped. And then Scratch, it is your turn.
So I'm going to disengage and run.
Alright, so you disengage and you begin to run.
Yep.
Alright. The wizards go, and they see you running. 13 blast points of force damage thrown into your back there. Scratch.
13 points of damage?
13 points of damage, yes.
Okay, I'm at 1.
So you get blasted from behind, and you just stars burst across your vision. And then, to be fair, the other one would probably magic missile Cerro, which you're at 1 hit point, correct? Yep, that's definitely enough to take you down. as you get blasted with force and you hit the ground, and you turn to see that just in time, Scratch, as he turns to go, like he's about to run, and bam! He just gets hit by these 3 parts of force, and you see his neck snap to one side, and he just drops. Because you cannot non-lethally kill with magic. So, Cerro, make your first death saving throw, but don't say it out loud. Just keep it marked. And you, Scratch, you hear the sound of a blade just going along the ground, being lifted up, and you turn to see the captain bringing the blade at you. The first one that catches on the staff. I only rolled an 11. Boom! It hits on the staff, and the staff holds. You hear the creaking of wood underneath the strain of the blade. And then with a 17 plus 5, he strikes down again, breaking clean through your staff and slamming the blade into your body, sending you crumbling to the ground. And as you're about to black out, you just hear him, "If they live, chain them up. If they die, throw them to the beasts they threw our men to." And he just walks off as everything goes black.
This has been the Reliably Chaotic podcast. Champions of Solane is an original Dungeons & Dragons adventure written by Bryan Scharf using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rule set published by Wizards of the Coast. My name is Bryan Scharf, and I've been your DM. You can reach me at ReliableDM on Twitter.
This is Matthew Reed, and I play Scratch.
The part of Cerro was played by Andrew Brown.
Theme music by Adrian von Ziegler. All other music by Kevin MacLeod on the Incompetech website. Detailed information on music used is provided in this episode's description. The music for this episode was selected by Nicole Summers, and the episode was edited by Matthew Reed. Contact us on Twitter at Reliably Chaotic or email us at reliablychaotic@gmail.com. If you like us and want to support our show, please support us on Patreon at patreon.com/reliablychaotic or by leaving a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Thank you for listening. We hope to see you again in our next adventure.